In this video, we'll go through the Global Configurations tab in the Joomla administrative backend of things. Once you're logged into your control panel and you've logged into your control panel here, go up to Site and then go to Global Configurations, or you can simply click on the icon down here at Global Configurations. You'll see a few things first. This is your site settings. Is the site offline? Yes or no? Typically, we want to click no. If your site is offline and you check yes, this is the text that will show up, the offline message. So you can put the name of your site, a couple of keywords, and then put please check back again soon. This is the reason they have this is because when you initially install Joomla, this is what you're going to see. If you don't want site visitors to go to your domain and see that, you simply tell it that it's offline, and then we'll click apply, and we'll apply that right now. And then we'll go back to our home page and we'll refresh it, and we'll go back home, and this is what you'll see when your site is offline. You can actually go into the offline.php file and edit this logo if you need to, and we'll show you how to do that in another video. But for now, let's leave the site offline. If we want to change that text, this text here, we can edit that right here as well. And the site name, if we edit this, it will affect this text here. So this is going to choose the Wysiwyg Editor, the what you see is what you get editor. The default editor is the tiny MCE editor inside Joomla. There's only one of them installed. In a future video, we'll go install our own custom editor that does a little bit more for us and is easier to use. The list length is the length of the list, obviously in the control panel. When it's listing out articles or components or modules, it'll show 20 per page. If you want it to show more, you can set it to 30 or 50 so you can see all of them on one page. The feed length is regarding your RSS feeds, and the feed email as well as is regarding RSS feeds, and we'll come back to these two. Leave these as default. The metadata settings, you want to change your global site description and add in any additional keywords. Whether obviously Google doesn't pay much attention to the meta keywords as well, but Yahoo and SMN and others do in some instances. So go ahead and fill them in. It's good practice. It's best practice to do so. We definitely want to show the title tag. Tick that yes, and you can go ahead and choose whether or not you want to set the author meta tag. It's going to show the meta tag on all the articles that are posted. Over on the right, the SEO settings. We want to tick no regarding search engine friendly URLs to begin with. We will change this, and again, we'll come back to this and explain precisely what that is and how we're going to use that. We're not going to use Apache Mod Rewrite. There's a component, some plugins that we use for search engine friendly URLs. And what that means is that when Joomla displays a web page, it basically gives you, a long drawn out domain, or pardon me, drawn out web URL that says, yoursite.com/index.php option equals component _. It's a really long, ugly URL. Versus what you're used to seeing on other sites where it's domainname.com/history/ Thomas Jefferson, where there's a keyword in the URL. So we'll show you how to create search engine friendly URLs, and we'll leave the add suffix to URLs as well, and we'll come back to that. In the top of the page, you can click the system, and you want to go ahead and you can leave all of this by default for now. Again, we'll come back and explain. This is where you set the user settings. And if you mouse over all of these, it tells you exactly what they do. So take the time to go through this and read all of these tooltips on exactly what they do. We're not going to change any settings right now until we have all of our content in. Then we can change some things. One thing you can change out of the gate as soon as you install Joomla is your time zone. So go ahead and do that. Doesn't hurt to do it. This is my personal email here. We'll email that from marc.trimble@gmail. And we want the site from name being the name of the website, and we'll leave everything else the same. Again, do pay attention to the tooltips and familiarize yourself with that stuff, and we'll come back to those at a later date. But for this purposes, this is just a real quick primer on the global configurations inside the Joomla 1.5 control panel. Hope that was helpful.